Thank you for joining. I can see you. Hi. You're actually the first to join today.
Hello. Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
That's nice.
Yes, good to have you here.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. We'll definitely wait for 4 more minutes to have more people join us. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll go mute now.
Yeah.
All right, great.
No problem. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, I believe we can start now, although we have just 1 minute to go. So we already have our speaker for tonight on the platform, and I think that is great. So welcome, OladDamond. OladDamond, can you hear me?
Hello, Tinu. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can. Welcome. Happy birthday in arrears.
Hey, thank you very much.
We had a prayer session here yesterday. We're hoping to pray with you, but I guess you were pretty busy as at the time. But Bridget, she did some prayer. She made some prayer on your behalf. Okay, so just like the usual ritual, it is already 6, and we are going to start immediately 6. As we usually do this, we usually pray before we commence the activity for the day, because we believe that GAM is Bethel. I call it Bethel. GAM is Bethel, where we connect with God, right? And it is very important that we first put God first before we even commence anything, because we know that this is actually his own initiative, and we can only give all to him so as to take total control and also bless us as he pleases. Okay, so we are going to pray today. I was actually thinking that someone else was going to do the prayer, handle the prayer session. It's only going to last for 3 minutes or so. But I think the way the heavens has already designed it, I'm going to take it. But I only have like 2 or 3 verses in the Bible which I'm going to make reference to. And one is actually, it speaks to the story of Jabez, right? It speaks to the story of Jabez. That's First Chronicles 4 verse 10. I'm very sure that there's nobody on this platform whose case is as worse as that of Jabez. The Bible says that when Jabez was giving birth to, the mother herself, you know, when a woman gives birth, everyone in the neighborhood, even the person fighting with that woman, will rejoice with the woman. The woman herself will rejoice, but this time around, in the case of Jabez, that wasn't the case. The woman, I mean the mother, was sad. She was so sad that she looked at her child, a newly born child, and she named him Jabez, the son of sorrow. Maybe the woman was wrong or right, we do not know. But what we are saying is that Jabez actually got that name from birth. But eventually, at some point, when he realized that he has the power to redesign his life, to create a pattern for himself, to create a life that he would enjoy, that he could enjoy, that he has that power, he has that control, because he knows the God who created heaven and earth. Jabez cried out to the God of Israel. He said, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm, so that I will be free from pain." And the Bible recorded it that God granted his request. So today, I'm actually going to say this prayer also on our behalf. I know our story might not be as worse as that of Jabez, but that is to the level of my own understanding or my own experience. Maybe another person's case is actually worse than that, or it equates that. But what I'm trying to say right now is that our story can change. It will change from now. And I pray that God will bless us, enlarge our territory. He will let his hand be with us, and he will keep us from harm, so that we will be free from any form of pain in the name of Jesus. And I also, yes, this is a new month. It is the month of June. I believe that everything new can also usher in new things into our lives, right? New positive things. And we pray that God go ahead of us and make straight every crooked place. He opens up favor unto us in the month of June. He will let the whole world, the global space, yield its positive increase unto us. And that is my belief, that is my prayer, and that is what I attach my faith to. And I believe that will be our portion in the name of Jesus. And the last Bible verse I'm going to make reference to is the book of Isaiah 45. It says, "I will go before you and will level the mountains. I will break down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron. I will give you the treasures of darkness, riches stored in secret places, so that you may know that I am the Lord, the God of Israel, who summons you by name." And because he has called us by name, he has called us. The Bible says that before we were conceived in our mother's womb, he knows us. And we believe that today, the Lord will level the mountains. He will break down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron. He will give us the treasures of darkness. And our situation will not remain the same again. By the time we are leaving GAM at the end of this week, we will not live the same way. Everybody will see us and acknowledge that, yes, we have actually been transformed from greatness. That will be our story. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray.
Amen.
All right, thank you everyone for joining. We are so grateful. I'm not going to take much of our time. I just want to share OladDamond's slides. Ola, can you see anything? OladDamond?
Yes, I can see it. I can see it. Maybe you can just go straight to full screen, right?
Full screen, right? Please hold on.
Okay, so I'll say like good evening to everybody. You know, it's a privilege being here. You know, it's an amazing one, and I'm not taking this for granted. You know, like, and I want to appreciate Tinu for putting this together. It is something I'm sure that is going to change a lot of lives out there. It is something I really look forward to, and I'm sure that, you know, God is set to do something very amazing, you know, in somebody's life there. Okay, so just go straight, and I would just like to give you like a bit of caveat. So My name is OladDamond. I'm called the strategist. And, I've been doing this coaching work. I clocked 40 yesterday, and I was telling somebody that I've been on the path of law of attraction for 19 years. So I started this when I was 21 years, and I've been on the path of law of attraction for 19 years. So to give a very good background of myself, so I'm currently a group head of HR in a tech company. So I lead a company. So the company we have like 7 subsidiaries in the same company, and I lead the HR currently. So that's my current role. However, as a professional, what I do majorly is that I'm into HR. I do leadership, life coaching, and also mind. But my core is all about mind and spirituality. So as I've been taking through the slides today and I'll be explaining some things to you, I will deviate a bit from the slide, and I really want to take a lot of note on some things that I'm going to do along that line. So I'm going to take in a lot from the spiritual dimension. In the corporate world, we call it mind, but for a man of the spirit like myself, I will tell you that it is very spiritual, okay? So that is what we'll be talking about. So today we'll be talking about, can I go to the next slide? So today we'll be talking about the law of consistency and law of trade-off. The law of consistency and law of trade-off. And, it's something that you really want to listen to, betting the giant within you. I know that Tinu talked about this one like 2 days ago on law of intentionality, why you need to be deliberate, because, and I know what you talked about what is very profound about it, when we grow up, growing up is automatic, but growing wise is never automatic. So growing wise has to be intentional. You have to be intentional about it. So in this particular session, we're talking about law of trade-off. How do you birth the giant within you? And using these 2 key powers of law of trade-off and also law of consistency. It is something that is going to blow your mind. And I really want you to pay attention to what we're about to talk about here. We just have like 50 minutes to go, and I'm sure that somebody's life is going to be changed. It's something that I'm very sure about, because this is all that this is all about. You must have heard about this one from different people at different points in time, but I'm sure that you're going to hear this one in completely different ways. So let's go further about it. Can I go to the next slide? So let's go further about it. So now, how do we talk about giants? People talk about betting giants within you, and many times, I see people praying for what they have. That is where I really want to start from. When people pray for what exactly they have, sometimes it does not make sense, right, to me as a person, and as a psychic, it does not make sense to me. And I want to paint a scenario for you, because we're talking about betting the giant within you. And I give this scenario to people all the time. When a woman has not conceived and the woman is still looking for a fruit of the womb, when the woman prays, the woman will pray to have a child. However, when a woman has conceived, that woman's prayer after then is no more that God should give him a child. It never happened throughout any books in the world that the woman after praying about having a child, except she has had miscarriages several times, right? So the point there is that anytime you have this seed of greatness within you, anytime you have this particular seed already inside you, all you are trying to do is to birth those things within you. What you need at that time is to birth those things. That's why we're talking about law of trade-off. How do you use law of trade-off to get what you exactly need? How do you use law of consistency to birth this dream that is within you? Because birthing the giant is not praying to become giants. Birthing the giant within you is not that you are trying to become a giant. No, that is who you are. You're already a giant in the making. So it's just like an elephant. It does not pray to become big like the parents, because the DNA of that elephant is becoming big already. It's already becoming big. So the giant does not struggle to become something big. It does not struggle to become something big. All it just needs to do at that time is to keep on doing exactly what the parent has done at that point in time, right? And that's the way it is. So there's nothing about it a matter of you're trying to pray to become a giant. No, you're not praying to become a giant. You are growing up into that status of a giant, that's who you exactly are. Most times I see people struggling. And I wonder, why are they asking for who they already are? You don't ask for who you already are. What you do is that you need to seek within yourself what you really need to do, right? What you need to do, that's what you need to ask. What you need to do, then we'll talk about how to make it simple. I go to the next slide. So let's talk about law of trade-off. Let's talk about law of trade-off as an example. Law of trade-off. Law of trade-off. Tinu, there is a box that is on top of that plus sign. Yeah, click it. Yes. Okay, it's fine. So law of trade-off. You can go to the next slide. So let's go to law of trade-off, right? Now, in law of trade-off, the first thing here is that you need to give up to grow up. This is the first thing you must take note of. You have to give up something in order for you to grow up. In order for you to grow up. Many times in life, I realize that several people, they want to grow up to become something in life, but they're not willing to give up anything. And that's not the way the world is designed. Something has to be given for something to be taken. Because like I was telling you about law of attraction, the way it works is that, and physics talks about this thing, that to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And you hear the farmer talking about seed, because when you don't drop the seed, you don't harvest anything. So it's when you drop a seed that you are able to harvest something. You don't see a farmer who has never at any point in time sown a seed going to the farm and saying how to go and harvest. It never happens. So what the farmer needs to do is that he needs to sow something for him to expect an harvest. And this is what many of us get wrong. We assume that we just want to grow up. We focus too much on growing up that we forget the recipe for growing up. You have to give up. You must give up something. You must give up something. There are people that withhold to themselves. They want to have everything to themselves. What happened to them is that they struggle a lot, because the world is not designed for you to keep on taking. The world is designed that you have to give up something for you to be able to get something. That's why there's a record that says that until that seed falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. Because you don't drop the seed on the ground, it does not die. What happens? It does not grow. So you need to ask yourself that question, and you can go to the next slide. And the biggest question here today is this. There's a willingness to sacrifice a valued part of your life. Many times we think like it's all about, I just give anything. No, life never works that way. Life never works in the way of, I just give up anything. No, you don't give up anything. You have to give something. It must be something that costs you a particular thing. If it does not cost you anything, there's nothing to it. And I can go to different kind of religion in the world. You will hear some people talk about an eye for an eye. You see people talking about law of sowing and reaping. You see people talking about giving and receiving. You see people talking about seed time and harvest time. Because when you don't give yourself to giving something, you don't get something back. When you don't commit yourself into giving something, you give up something, you never grow up. And that is what I really want to strike with everyone, that you must be willing to sacrifice a valued part of your life. That must be a trade-off. Can go to the next slide, and I will explain that one better for you. So the biggest thing here is, what is your Isaac? What is your Isaac? That's law of trade-off. What is your Isaac? People today talk about Jesus Christ, talk about God, talk about people redeeming the world, but nobody asks a question about the fact that he had to give somebody. He had to give a son to get sons. Abraham had to give an Isaac to get the whole world, right? So, but you, the question to you is, what exactly is your own Isaac? What exactly are you giving? What is that thing that costs you a lot that you are giving out? And I will go to several examples of things that can be your Isaac. Number one is your time. How much of your time are you giving up for you to grow up? How much of your time? You can just answer. How much of your time do you give up to grow up? I see many people, they like the comfort of their time. They will say, no, they spend their time on their, no, how much of your time are you committing in order for you to grow up? Let me go to the second one. Apart from your time, the second thing that you give up as your Isaac is your money. Are you somebody who is giving to free things? You just like everything free. It's not free, you can't take it. You want to take anything free. Then you want to get to a point in which you want to go ahead and sell something. No, pay for something. When you pay for something, because you have worked to get that money, when you pay for something, then you get something back. You have to give up. You have to give up. Check yourself. Are you giving up your own money? Are you giving up your own time? What are you giving up to get something back? You don't give something, you don't get anything back. And it's a question that really begs for a lot of answers in our generation. People just don't want to give anymore. People are so interested in, I want to blow, I want to hammer. But there's no question on what do I have to give. You have to give a son to get sons. You have to give a son to get sons. You cannot, the order of life can never be changed. Even he himself could not hold on to his son. He could not do it. Why? Because if there is no shedding of that blood, the sin is never remitted. There's no remission. It can never happen. So how do you think that the owner of the universe had to give up something to get something, and you think you want to grow up without giving up? It can never happen. It can never happen. And I really want you to take a pause right and ask yourself a question. What am I giving? For some people, it's not money. Some people, it's not time. For some people, it's relationship. It's relationship. Are you giving up something in relationship? Many of us, we have a lot of friends. Yours is all about taking. Every friend is all about, they must visit me. You don't even visit. You don't even call a friend to check up on a friend. Anytime you call a friend, they know in their mind that you want to collect something from them. Many times, many of us call a friend. Our friend knows that you are calling them because you need help from them. How many times do you check up on your friend? What do you give up? What are you giving up in relationship? We don't give anything up most time because the generation of, I just want to take it. I can all I get all I can, and I sit on the can. That is the mantra of many people in our generation, is to get all you can, and all you get, and sit on the can. Nothing is being given out. You don't give it out, you are getting nothing back. There must always be a trade-off. What are you trading off? Sometimes you are starting up a business and your business wants to grow. Hear me as an entrepreneur. Sometimes you have to give up part of your business in partnership. You have to give part of your business in partnership in order for it to. You want to check many businesses in Africa. People are too engrossed in, it's my business. I started it up. I must be the MD. I must be the CEO. No, that is what is limiting your business. I own the idea. No, you don't own the idea. The idea is universal. There's no idea that is unique to you. You must understand that at different terrestrial level, that is where idea reigns. So because you have the idea, does not mean that you're the only person that can make the idea very big. Give up a portion of your business. It's okay to give it out. This today, if you don't understand this one, this is what today why we have companies that are PLC. They give dividends to their shareholders. Why? Their shareholders give by investing in the business, they give back through dividends. You cannot hold on to a business for life. Get somebody, you need to get a partner. You have to give up a part of your business in order for you to be able to get something more to yourself, because if you don't do it, nothing will happen. And that is the way you check your life, and that's the way you design your life. You don't do it, nothing will happen. And I really want to challenge you. And that question is, what is your Isaac? Please take this 15 seconds or 30 seconds to answer that question. What is my Isaac? What is my Isaac? What is that thing that has been on my mind even before I ever met Diamond? What has been on my mind before Diamond even ever used that word? It has been on my mind since, and I've refused to let it go. What is your Isaac? Your Isaac might be that crazy hobby of yours. It might be a particular hobby. What that thing that you so much love to do, but it's killing you. That is your Isaac. You have to give it up. You have to give it up exactly today. You don't give it up today, you are going nowhere. It might be that addiction of yours. What is your Isaac? Let me also shock you a bit. It might be that very close friend of yours, because you have been close for 30 years, because my childhood friend, and the person has always been a setback for you, but you are holding up to that person. And the more you hold back, you can't go forward. That is your Isaac. You have to give it up today. But you have to give it up now, not even tomorrow. As I'm speaking to you now, there's a vibration in your heart about what your Isaac is, what you have to kill today. Killing it means that, don't forget, like for Abraham, immediately he put Isaac on that altar and he prepared the altar and he made up his mind that Isaac is gone. It was recorded that Isaac was gone because he has already made up his mind that that is going to happen. Why? He has thought it, he has acted it, he believed it, and he put it to work. He was saying it. Everything was in alignment for him. What is your Isaac? This is the biggest. Sometimes it's so easy that many of us, it can be so sweet a point that we really want to grow, but we want to grow through convenience. Convenience stings, comfort stings. Inside comfort is stagnancy. It stings. There's no comfort in that, in growth, there's no comfort. If it does not stretch you, it does not grow you. If it does not stretch you, it is not growing you. That is the way man is designed. What is your Isaac? What is that thing that you just have to let go now? You don't let it go, nothing can really happen. And until you challenge your Isaac, law of trade-off can never play for you. It doesn't stretch you, trust me, it doesn't grow you. And these are the things that you need to keep your mind at. Keep your mind at it, you stick to it, and if you don't do anything about it, what happens is that you can't grow, you'll be stunted. You'll be stunted for life. I go to the next slide. You'll be stunted for life. What is your Isaac? And I really want to challenge everybody to really ask themselves that question about what their Isaac is. What exactly is your Isaac? I really want to challenge everybody to be able to keep that in mind. What is that? And guess what? The choice you will make actually has a bearing on where your life will go. And the way I like to explain it is that your trajectory in life is far more important than your current position. Where you are headed towards in life is bigger than where you are today. Where you are facing, where the direction in which you are going is far more important than where you are today. Your position is good, but guess what? Where you are headed towards is far more important. Go and ask a pilot. When a pilot is flying from Lagos to Abuja, or a pilot is flying from Lagos to London, or from London to Washington, what happens is that immediately he wants to settle and he set his GPS. Immediately he set his destination. If he cannot get a compass for his destination, then that means that that particular plane can never arrive at its destination. Imagine you want to take Uber, or you want to go to your friend's house, and you don't even know where you are going. So what happens? You can't even make any choice at all. And that is what trade-off does to you. So the moment you know where you want to go, trade-off becomes easy. And every choice you make has an impact in your life. And I want to leave you with this word. And the word is that you have freedom. God gave everybody freedom in life to make a choice. But you are not giving the freedom to choose the consequences. We are giving freedom to make a choice, but we are not giving freedom to choose the consequences. You will need to keep that in mind. So anytime you are presented with three options, trust me, you have a choice, and it's free. Anytime you choose anything, the consequences of what you have chosen is on you. You don't ever have freedom to choose the consequences of your choice. And that is very profound. You have a freedom to make a choice. You don't have a freedom to choose the consequences. For example, okay, I think, hello, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I think I was muted for a while. Okay, so what happened is that if you check this, you realize that you have a freedom to make your choice. but you never have the freedom to choose the consequences. That is where life is designed. So when you face tough choices in life, what happens is that you must carefully assess, and I call it GP method. Assess it yourself. What are my gains? What are my pains? Because inside everything is embedded the pains and the gain. Ask a woman who has a baby. Ask her how interesting it is to carry a baby. At least I've had 2 kids, and I know how uneasy it is to carry a baby. But guess what? Carrying a baby, giving back to a child, has its pains. So even every good thing of life has pains inside it. So every time we do a GP math, the gain and the pain. So, and every time we do it in our head, we check what is the gain in this thing, what is the pain in this thing. And every point in time we make a choice. And a choice is, whenever the gain is more than the pain, then you have to go ahead with it. Then we'll come and talk about it on the law of consistency. Next slide. And it's very much important, because if you don't check this point, you realize that you will lose your cool. You will lose everything you have, because you are not able to move on with it. Because those things are things that are very much important to you. So you don't view trade-off as you make new problems. Because guess what? The point is that if you don't adopt the attitude of keeping your fingers crossed, and just hoping that things work out, if you ever keep that particular attitude, it kills you. It's a cancer, it's a virus. It will kill you right away. So you need to work on yourself to your tough choices. As you are now, there are choices you need to make today. Let me give you an instance. Like 2 years ago, I made a choice. Working with a very good firm, multinational firm, doing well. I had an option to stay or to leave. I chose to leave. 2 years after, I'm better for it. I've taught more lives for it. And I'm very fine. So you get to a point in which you want to make tough choices. And people have asked me during that period, why will you leave high-paying job? And it's like, look, many people, it's easy for you when the money is small. But the money is good, very good. The money is very good, was very good. But guess what? Someone was saying that, as who does that? I said, my friend, you don't understand. Like, it is my body, soul, and spirit aligns to my decision. Tough choices. Tough choices. And you need to understand that those tough choices are things that you must be able to make. What are your tough choices? And you must accept the responsibility of them. Sometimes you make them, guess what happens to you? It can tell you to go to a place, and the same place to go to, the well is not working. God can tell you to go somewhere else, and you go there, and things are not working. I can tell you that there are times in which God doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in that temporary time. It doesn't make sense because, can you imagine? He told a guy, go here. He went there. He was digging the well. People were taking the well from him. Now, who does that? You'll have asked yourself because I feel like, is it God? Is it not God? Is it a wrong choice? Is it not a wrong choice? And that takes me to the point of, in you making a trade-off, please, you must not judge yourself by your temporary results, because there's a difference between a process and pain. And a woman can explain that to you. Anytime she's going through the pain of childbirth, it is not suffering. It is a process that is leading to a gain. So when you are trading off, you must be able to differentiate between what is called a process and what is called pain. Because there's a complete difference between a process and a pain. It's completely different. And that's the way you guide your life. And this is where you guide the way you manage your trade-off, because you will always have trade-off in several things in life. So let's go to the consistency. Let's go to consistency. Consistency. Next slide. Consistency. Now, on consistency, go to the next slide. Consistency. So on consistency, you realize that what is consistency? People talk about consistency, and let me break the consistencies down to you. Sometimes, do I like to explain? Sometimes goals or vision setting can be overrated. Sometimes vision settings can be very overrated, because sometimes we know where we are going, but when we get to the point of taking steps to get there, it becomes a challenge. We don't even know how to get there. Imagine I want to go to Abuja, and I'm already in Lagos. I'm going to London. I'm already in Lagos. Guess what happens to you? And you ask yourself a question: how do I get there? You have to take a route to get there. Where vision will not take you to, consistency will get you there. Because
The moment you set up your vision for life, the moment you set your vision for your goal for life, you are clear with your target. The next point is that vision is done. The next point are your consistency of getting there. Let me make a simple scenario for you. I want to drop my weight. I want to be healthier. And I set it for myself as a goal. As an example, if my weight is 90 kg and I want to drop my weight to 32 kg, that is goal setting, right? Now the vision is how to have a better health. Guess what? Thank you very much. Have a nice day. You have set up this lovely goal. What happens next? That you set a goal does not mean you achieve the goal. What will take me to go from 90 kg to 82 kg is myself leaving my house every day, taking a walk. Is leaving my house every day, going to the gym. If I'm doing it 3 times a week, I must stick with it 3 times a week. If I'm doing it 4 times a week, I must stick with it 4 times a week. It's consistency of having right eating habits. So compare 2 men. One is doing exercise 3 times per week and is eating healthy. Anytime they bring wrong food to him, he will say, no, I'm not eating. I've made up my mind that this is what I want to eat. And the second man, he set a lovely vision for himself, painted it in his house. Lovely vision, lovely goal. I want to drop my weight. He's telling the whole world, I want to drop my weight. Now, who is going to have right weight loss at the end of the day? It's never the first man. He's not the one that set a clear goal. He's not the one telling the whole world, I'm going to drop my weight in 8 days. I'm going to drop my weight in 10 days. Thank you very much, Oga. And this is what motivational speaking has killed out there. We think by just talking it, by saying it, by dreaming it, by envisioning it, that gets it done. No. This is what consistency does to you. Consistency does to you. Doing the same thing repeatedly without a means. What it means is that I want to be a good speaker. I want to grow myself in public speaking. It is you waking up every day, taking up a topic and teaching yourself every 5 minutes. That is consistency. The moment you do it consistently for 30 days, 40 days, 45 days, it becomes part of you. How to become a good graphic artist, how to become that. My friend, the best way to start, and this is the best of my coaching, the best way to start is to start. Did you hear me? The best way to start is to start. I've heard many people go to different class, have a dream of starting up a business, have a dream of doing this, of doing that. My friend, can you stop talking and start acting? Do it now. The best way to start something is to start it. Start it now. Start it afraid. Start it as fearful as you are. Start it. Hey, that you need to have a business proposal. You need to have that, my friend. Go ahead and start. Fail first, fail fast, fail forward, fail now, and win. This is how people win. Can you imagine an iPhone waiting to make iPhone 11 Pro? Can you compare iPhone 4 to iPhone 11 Pro? Put them beside each other. Can you compare Samsung S3 to Samsung S10 Plus? Can you compare them together? That is consistency. You know, and I make a joke of this when I'm doing business consulting. And I said, guys, right before our very highs, right before our very high in this Nigeria, in this world, techno started. Techno started. There is no strategy to start than to start. There is no other strategy to start than to start. No other strategy that you want you to start anything than for you to start. It's extremely very much important. No other way. You just need to get yourself to start. Go to MBA class, go to Harvard class, go anywhere. The point there is that for you to start something, just go ahead and start it. No strategy in you starting anything. Just get there and get that thing started. That is the way to get there, to do something. So I really want you to take your time to do something for yourself. Do that thing repeatedly again and again. If you're not consistent in getting those things done, what happens is that you will miss out in those things. You will miss out completely. You will miss out a lot. So you need to Keep touching those things. You don't do what will happen, that you will miss out. You will miss out on those things. Let me give an instance. I wanted to start a design sometimes back. And I was trying to learn something. And I got to a moment in which it feels like, how do I go about this thing? What did I do? I woke up myself and I said, okay, I know what to do. What did I do? I said, I will start by writing an article. I'll write the article, I will not publish it. But I'm going to write one article per day. Guess what? I started writing an article one per day. One per day. Guess what? After 21 days of writing an article, I will just pick a topic and write about it. After 21 days, guess what happened? One day, the 22nd day, I sat down and I wrote 5 articles at a sitting, right away. I wrote it at a sitting without even thinking at all. So today, I can make any kind of content only by standing on my feet, right there while I'm standing. Why? Because I was doing the same thing repeatedly without any. Just come and show, no, champions are only revealed in the ring. Champions are only revealed in the ring. You only review them. They are not giving their trophy in the ring. They are putting their trophy in their place of exercise, in their place of discipline. You can go to the next slide. And you realize that it is taking the steps necessary to grow because it requires discipline. And if you're not disciplined, all the motivation in the world cannot help you grow. You are not disciplined, any motivation in the world cannot help you grow. If you like, read the Bible, read the Quran, motivational speaking, daily motivation, quotable quotes, anything in the world. You are not disciplined, you are going nowhere. You are going nowhere. There is nowhere you are going. You must take a step right away. And if you cannot remember anything, just know that anytime somebody is teaching you anything, what is the best way to learn how to design? The answer is to design. What's the best way to learn how to speak? Start speaking. The best way to learn how to do a business, start doing that business. You don't wait. You don't wait. Start. Start afraid. Start now. Start and fail forward. Fail forward with it. There's no other way. And I want somebody to bet his dream today by taking that step to grow. Because that is the only way. Motivation can never get you there. Motivation can never get you there. It is discipline. Discipline. Committed to the same thing again and again. Committed to the same thing again and again. And the next question here is, what are your rituals? What are your rituals? What are your rituals? That's the question here. The first question that we will ask about law of trade-off is, where's your Isaac? You can go back. There's my previous that you have skipped. So the point is that, what are your rituals? What are your rituals? I like to use the word rituals here. You see, I didn't use the word routine. I didn't use the word habit or culture. The question is, what are your rituals? Let me tell you what ritual is. Ritual is, what do you do repeatedly 30 minutes before you go to sleep? That is your ritual. What do you do in your first hour of sleep when you wake up? That is your ritual. Think deeply. You realize that your life actually has a pattern. So every day, many of us don't know that we are offering our sacrifice to the universe as a ritual. Every day, by things we do again and again, we offer ourselves as a ritual out. And it's always a construct of the way Cain and Abel, one brought a good sacrifice, one did not bring a good one. That is the way things that we do by routine. Question, what do you do in the morning? What do you do when you wake up in the morning? Just think, what do you do? That is your ritual. What do you do? How long do you spend? And I can ask you questions about your ritual. What tells you about consistency? I can just ask you those kind of questions. And I really want you to answer that question. Those are the questions that can tell me, because your rituals, they are the prophet of your future. They are the speaker of your past and the prophet of your future. Rituals. That's what rituals are all about. They are the prophet of your future. The moment I understand your pattern of life, I can prophesy where your life will be. I can tell you about it. Let me ask you a question. Let's do a reality check here for a last check for all ourselves. A reality check. Pick a part of your life. Please pick a part of your life. I know that Tinu talked about law of intentionality. So I'm sure that you must have written one thing that you really want to grow on by attending this particular masterclass. I'm sure you must have written something that if you have not written anything down, please, you can stop this session right away. You can stop this session right away because it will not do you any good at all. Please, don't learn for learning's sake. I don't attend training for attending sake. No. I attach every training to a purpose in my life. So if you are here, you are attending it for attending sake, then you're in the wrong room. Then I'm not talking to you because it means you cannot use it for anything. You are as good as that person out there who is sleeping, but that person is better than you, who is sleeping in his house right now. Because you must attach it to something, because you must come back and say, because I heard Diamond, this is what changed. Because I attended this good masterclass with Tinu, this is what has happened to me. You must attach it to something. And let me tell you why it's very important. You know, does it not sound foolish somehow that Jesus Christ will meet somebody who is already blind and is asking him a question, what do you want? You met somebody that is blind. You're asking him a question, what do you want? I met a man that is poor. Then I'm asking the man, what do you want? The centurion came to him, was asking the guy, what does the guy want? You know the reason? Because if he can be present with you and there's no impact of him in your life, God can be fully bodily present with you and there's no impact of him in your life. Why? Because having a gun doesn't mean you are secured. It is using your gun that gets you secured. So when God is not activated, nothing happens. So I really want you to attach to something. That is your growth area. Maybe you want to start your business, that's your growth area. Maybe you want to start your YouTube channel, that's your growth area. You want to start something on Instagram, that's your growth area. Or you want to do something like this that Tinu has done and you feel inspired, that is your growth area. Write it down. Now, what you need to ask yourself, you want to make money. Now, let's take money as an example. I don't know how many of us want to make money. Let's use money as an example. Let's talk about financial growth as an example, financial growth. Now, let me now ask you the question that tells me your ritual that can prophesy whether by December you'll have made that money or not. The first question is, have you written down the exact money that you want by December 31st, 2020? First question. Please, everybody should answer. And this financial goal is common to everybody, right? So let's answer that question. Have you written down the specific amount of money that you want by December 31st, 2020? Have you written it down? Like, you can go to a book, you will find it. Or when you check your phone, please, everybody should answer. Everybody should answer this question. Have you written it down? Like, you know where it is written down in your book. Have you written it down? Number one, ritual. Ritual. Number two, everybody should answer, please, because in your answering, it's going to ignite something in you because this is a programming. Number two, did you know how much you made last year and how much you were worth? Did you check it? Did you write it down? Did you check how much you were worth last year, December? For example, did you know whether you are worth 3 million naira or you had cash of 100,000 naira? Did you write it down? Did you know it? How much you made last year? Ritual. Ritual. This is the character, the behavior, the conduct of people that actually have that experience financial growth. Did you write it? Number three question. January, February, March, April, May. May has passed, right? We're now in June. Let me pardon you for May. January, February, March, April. Did you write down how much you have made in those 4 months? Did you have them written somewhere? How much you made in January, how much you made in February, how much you made in March, how much you made in April? Did you write it down? Do you have it down somewhere? Did you see how far you have from your goal? Please write yes or no. Everybody, please write the yes or no. Now let's now go further to the next point. Check all the WhatsApp group you belong to. It's a social media age. All the WhatsApp group you belong to. Which one of them, if you take 10 of them, do you have 2 or 3? Please take notes. I'm not interested in somebody is teaching me graphics so that I can make money. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you belong to groups. When you check your 10 most answered WhatsApp group, are they directing you in the line of money, or they are just giving you information? Buhari is dead, or Trump, or all Black Lives Matter, or there's a rape case, so there's something like that. Now, what are they driving you towards? Are they driving you along the line of your financial goals? Let's go to last two. When you check the content on your phone or the content on your laptop, now, you have content on your laptop, on your phone. If I check the audio on your phone or the PDFs on your phone, majority of them, they drive you along this side of financial growth. And you visit it. Last question is, between January and now, have you done a big program that will give you more money? Have you done a big program that gives you more money, that helps you to get more money? Last one. So there are like 15 questions to ask. I can drop other questions for you that you can take yourself on. So rituals are things that you do, even subconsciously. Your response. How do you take advantage of an issue by your subconscious response? That is your ritual. Because rituals can change a lot of things about you. Because you have to get up every morning. Because determination. If you want to link it to satisfaction, it is ritual that gets you there. A lot of people are determined, but very few are satisfied. For you to move from the level of determination to satisfaction, you need ritual. Doing something again and again. Getting better at it again and again. Doing it again and again. You need to have a pattern. And I tell somebody that the 2 most powerful moments in man's life in spirituality, the few minutes before you sleep, the few minutes after you wake up. The people who have discovered things across the world, Thomas Edison, I want to have about Einstein. Let me talk about those 2. At least they are the biggest inventors of all time. These 2 guys, they never waste it. Your sleeping time, your waking time. Your sleeping time, your waking time are your best moments where you have the deepest connection to nature. It's your best moment in which your body has the least resistance. The cares of the world, the pride of life, those are the moments in which everything goes down within you. And that's the to catch up with the needs of the day. You just can't do that. It cannot just happen to you. You get up every morning and you need to make sure that these are the things that I'm going to do. Set yourself, reach out and keep on doing the same thing. You don't do it, nothing will happen to you. Go to the next slide. So I want to talk about how do you make all these things stick? And I'm just ending. So let's talk about like 4 things that will really help you to make all these things stick within yourself. I realize that people have a lot of issues in catching up with something, particularly when they're trying to pick up a new habit or they're trying to learn something for themselves. And based on proven science, those things will really help you to be able to develop that kind of consistency that can really get you there. Because you can't bet that giant within you if you are not going out and understand what I'm giving. Because it takes boldness to trade off. It takes boldness to make tough choices. It takes a lot from you to make a tough choice because it's never, trust me, if somebody says it's easy, complete setup for you is never easy. And you must understand it very well because those things play a major role in your life. Now, 4th thing that you need to do that can make all these things stick. Number 1 is that when you are building consistency, whatever you are building consistency on, make it obvious to yourself. Whatever you are building consistency on, make it obvious for yourself. Whatever you are building consistently, you can go to the other slide. Make it obvious. Let me give you an instance. So you are somebody who you are learning to read. Maybe you have had an issue of not reading for long and you don't read. So you want to build up that habit of reading consistently. What do? What you do is that make it obvious to you. You can't tell me that you want to learn how to read and your books and your wardrobe. No. Put your books within your reach. Put your books within your reach. Put your books there. Put your books within your reach. And that is the biggest problem for many people, because you want to learn how to read more books, and guess what? You're not even having those books on your phone. You're not even having any audio one for yourself. You're not even subscribed to any. You don't even have a channel that you even like in the first place. You're not even taking time to check. Now, which one do I really want to do? Make it obvious. Make that kind of a thing obvious. For example, you want to start something, you want to start posting. Do you know what to do? Set up a reminder for yourself and go and view people's. You don't make it obvious to yourself, you won't do it. You won't do it. You want to learn how to, you want to start improving your habit of drinking water repeatedly. Do you know what to do? Don't leave your water in the kitchen. Put your water on the table. Fill it inside a bottle. Put it on the table. That's how you build a great habit that you can build on consistently. Put the water there. Put the water there. Put it, make it visible to yourself. For example, you are trying to cultivate an habit of building friendship. Do you know what to do? Set up a reminder. Set up a reminder for yourself. 3 times a week, call different friends. On Tuesday, call any friend that comes to your mind. Put a reminder on. Make it obvious. Number 2, tell yourself on Thursday, I want to come. Or maybe you're an in-law and you're not close to your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your spouse, anybody at all. Set up a reminder. Say, I want to check up my mother-in-law every week. Set up a reminder. When a reminder comes, it makes it obvious to you. Many of us struggle because we are developing a new habit that we want to build consistently, and we're not making it obvious to ourselves. You need to make it obvious to yourself. You don't make it obvious to yourself, what happens is that it never happens. You never get it done. So you want to write a book, do you know what to do? Get somebody who has written book before, commit to the person that you want to write your book, get a journal that you want to use to start writing your book, put it on your dining table, put pen on it, put a journal beside your bed, put a pen on it. Let those 2 things be threatening you every day. Eating, let that paper be threatening you. You want to sleep, let it be threatening you. Make it obvious. You cannot develop an habit consistently if you don't make it obvious. It cannot happen. You want to be jogging every day, you know what to do? Buy a good canvas, put it at your entrance. Let it be there visibly. If you are talking about this period, put it where you can see it, consistently where you can see it. Make it obvious. Number 2 is make it attractive. None of us get attracted to what's not attractive to us. That's the reason why we develop a habit of watching movie excessively, because watching the movie is very attractive, extremely very attractive. So what you need to do, make the one you want to build, make it more attractive. How do you make it more attractive? Use what I call connecting habits. Let me give an instance. I used to play game a lot as an addict. So when I started developing some habits, and this is the point of making it attractive, what you need to do is that I started connecting my current habit, which I want to reduce, to the habit I like. So I will tell myself that I want to play the game. What I will do is that I need to have recorded 2 videos before I play game. So because I'm looking forward to playing game, guess what? And I stick it in my head that I must have recorded 2 videos before I play the game. Guess what happens? I will make sure that I record those 2 videos. And that is very much important. Third one is that make it easy for yourself. Make it easy for yourself. Make it very easy for yourself. Don't say I want to start jogging. You have never jogged before in your life. And the first time you are jogging with friends that are professional. You will lose your steam after a few days. Start by walking. Start by taking a walk for 5 miles. Take a walk for 2 miles. Later, grow to 4 miles. Go to 6 miles, grow to 8 miles. Then, at a point in time, must have gotten an idea of this is getting sweeter and sweeter, then start upping it up. You can't go to the gym before they are lifting 100 kg weight. No, make it easy, then you start growing up with it. This is how you cultivate good habit. Don't come and start posting every day. I want to grow my Instagram page. Then you not start by posting every day. Don't do that. You set yourself for failure. What do you need to do? Start by posting once a week. Start with once a week. When you have done once a week for 4 weeks, then go to twice a week. Do it for 4 weeks again, then you realize that you must have enjoyed the fact that you have built a successful habit, then you scale up from there. Never start with a big of rush. Last one is make it satisfying. Make it fulfilling. Make it something that when you finish doing, you feel that peace within yourself. And when you combine those 4 things together, what happens is that consistency becomes very easy. Because from the mind point of view, nobody procrastinates. A mind coach will never tell you that somebody is procrastinating. No. The only thing another person is doing is that the person is prioritizing wrong things. Anytime you see yourself procrastinating, what you are doing is that you are prioritizing what your mind feels is important. It means that that is obvious to you, that is attractive to you, that feels easy to you, that's satisfying to you. Those are the ones you are making choices about. So the way to keep procrastination and be consistent is make that thing that you like, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easier, make it satisfying. And if you put them together, they are very much good to go. Then you are able to bet and grow yourself to the full maturity of the giant in which you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, OladDamond. That was hot. That was pretty hot. Thank you very much. Somebody said that was Rema. Rema from above. So thank you for adding value. Can you hear me? Damond, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, so everyone, please, let's say something to Damond. How do you feel? How do you feel? You can send it via the chat box. If there's anybody who would like to say anything, maybe like 2 people, what exactly did you learn? How you join in at Bajabia Mila's class? You know Bajabia Mila now. We know them for great things. That is Aminat. So, okay, I would like somebody to say something. Who is here to say something? Who is ready to say something? Let me see the chat room. I feel like someone exposed me. Oh, I see. This is mind-blowing. Great. General B, you would like to say something? Rowan Care, would you like to say something? I just want to be sure that people actually got value from this. And you are ready to bet the giants within. At different stages, there are giants that need to be born, right? I'm going to put somebody on the spot. Ronke.
I would like to say something.
Oh, okay, Lara.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you very much, Damond. Every session with you is always Rema, light.
Wow.
But I have always had issues with goals. Sometimes I'm pumped up for a few days and after a while it just dies down. So I've learned to work with that. When I know I'm pumped, I'm excited, I quickly put in a lot of things I can do. But this evening, I've learned a new one from you, which actually spoke to me. Making the goal or my target or whatever it is that I've said to do attractive. Making it obvious, that is making it accessible. Like I had a goal to drink like 3 liters of water in a day, which most times I forget. But now I know to put the 3 liters on the table where I see it. So it will be law of elimination as I'm finishing one, I'm throwing it away. So I gained a lot in terms of meeting up with my goals and crushing the goals. Thank you very much, Damond.
That's great. Thank you very much, Lara. Is there another person? Thank you very much. This is an obvious encounter with destiny. Who is speaking? Is this Ronke?
I think it's General B. Who is General B?
Okay, General B is trying to say something, okay?
Yes.
Let's say that I move to the next class. Today is hot. Okay, I can see this is an obvious encounter, destiny fulfillment. This has been a great eye-opener for me. Great. Routine checklist tonight. Great. I'm going to hit my getting started list. That is great. Thank everyone. Amina Bajabamila's class. I'm very sure she's well pumped up. Like we said, our grant is actually one investment. Invest your time, invest everything. What exactly is your Isaac? According to OladDamond, what is your Isaac? My Isaac is my time. My Isaac is my energy. My Isaac is my money. So it depends on what you define as your Isaac. OladDamond, we are so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing, Tinu. Thank you very much.
But we're going to sneak it out when it's not looking.
Okay, so we are moving to the next class now. Shared immediately.
So guys, please let's join the next session. Very important. So please click the link and join the next session.
It's starting now. Thank you very much. All right, let's join back. All right, bye everyone. See you soon.